Have you ever contemplated how ordinary timber converts into that dark, featherweight material powering outdoor grills, providing residential warmth, or fueling commercial operations? Charcoal has served as an indispensable resource throughout millennia, yet its manufacturing process resembles a form of age-old sorcery. Let's explore the intriguing methodology of transforming wood into charcoal, a discipline combining scientific principles, ancestral customs, and considerable patience. So, let's discover this remarkable transformation thoroughly right here on Stories Behind Everything. Charcoal fundamentally represents timber that has undergone controlled combustion, eliminating moisture content and unstable chemical compounds while preserving carbon alongside trace minerals. This carbon-concentrated substance combusts at elevated temperatures and burns more efficiently than raw wood, establishing it as the favored option for culinary applications and commercial purposes. The charcoal manufacturing procedure centers on a technique termed pyrolysis, essentially heating organic materials while excluding atmospheric oxygen. Don't be intimidated by the technical terminology. Simply envision establishing conditions where timber cannot spontaneously ignite, yet still undergoes transformation through extreme thermal exposure. Not every timber variety proves equally suitable for charcoal manufacturing. Hardwood species including oak, hickory, and maple typically receive preference because they yield compact, enduring charcoal. These timber classifications also contribute enhanced flavor profiles when utilized for grilling purposes, explaining their popularity among barbecue aficionados. Softwood varieties like pine appear less frequently in charcoal production since they combust rapidly and generate excessive ash residue. Timber selection can additionally depend on geographical accessibility. What's plentiful in one locality might prove scarce elsewhere, influencing regional charcoal-making customs. The most primitive charcoal production methodology involves constructing an earth mound, or kiln. Visualize this: an extensive stack of timber arranged meticulously, resembling log cabin construction. Once the pile is assembled, it receives covering layers of soil, clay, or turf to seal it from atmospheric oxygen. A modest opening remains at the base for igniting the timber, while several vents are positioned around the structure to regulate airflow. When ignited, the timber begins smoldering rather than burning, thanks to the oxygen-restricted environment. This gradual procedure, potentially requiring days or even weeks, permits the timber to experience pyrolysis. Throughout this duration, moisture and gaseous compounds escape through the vents, leaving behind the blackened skeletal structure of the original wood, charcoal. While earth mounds continue usage in certain global regions, contemporary approaches have optimized the procedure. Brick or metallic kilns, resembling enormous ovens, provide superior regulation and productivity. These kilns are engineered to sustain consistent temperatures and restrict oxygen exposure, guaranteeing enhanced yields of premium charcoal. Inside the kiln, timber gets stacked and sealed, then the kiln receives heating, typically from an external fire source. The regulated environment permits accurate monitoring of temperature and duration, both essential for generating uniform results. The complete procedure typically requires 24 to 48 hours, a substantial enhancement compared to conventional techniques. For those pursuing maximum productivity, retort systems elevate charcoal manufacturing to advanced levels. These configurations comprise a sealed chamber containing timber, encircled by an external heating mechanism. The fundamental innovation involves capturing gases released during pyrolysis, purifying them, and utilizing them as fuel to perpetuate the operation. This renders retort systems not merely faster, but additionally more ecologically sustainable. These systems can manufacture charcoal in merely 8 hours, and because the procedure maintains such precise control, there's reduced waste and superior quality output. Retort systems are frequently employed for industrial charcoal manufacturing, where production volume and uniformity prove critical. Let's examine more closely what transpires to timber during pyrolysis. As temperatures ascend beyond 200 degrees Celsius, approximately 392 degrees Fahrenheit, water trapped within the timber evaporates. Subsequently, between 300 and 500 degrees Celsius, 572 to 932 degrees Fahrenheit, the timber commences chemical decomposition. At this phase, volatile compounds including methane, carbon dioxide, and tar get released. What remains is predominantly carbon, roughly 70% to 90% of the original timber's mass. This carbon configuration makes charcoal such exceptional fuel. It combusts at higher temperatures than timber because it doesn't expend energy evaporating moisture or burning volatile compounds. Additionally, it generates minimal smoke, benefiting both residential grill operators and commercial users. Once the pyrolysis procedure concludes, the charcoal requires cooling before handling. This might appear straightforward, but it's absolutely vital. If charcoal contacts oxygen while remaining hot, it can spontaneously combust. To prevent this, the kilns or mounds receive complete sealing and remain undisturbed for several hours, sometimes an entire day. After cooling, the charcoal gets removed and categorized. Larger fragments are frequently packaged for grilling or heating applications, while smaller pieces and powder are utilized for industrial purposes or compressed into briquettes. Regarding briquettes, let's acknowledge their significance in modern charcoal consumption. Briquettes are manufactured by compressing charcoal powder and small fragments with binding agents like starch, occasionally including additives for simpler ignition. This invention transformed the charcoal sector, making it more obtainable and convenient for everyday consumers. Briquettes combust more uniformly and persist longer, making them perfect for culinary applications. As captivating as charcoal production proves, it's not without complications. Traditional methodologies can contribute to forest depletion and atmospheric pollution if not managed responsibly. However, innovations like retort systems and sustainable forestry practices are helping mitigate these concerns. Some manufacturers now utilize timber from renewable sources or agricultural byproducts, such as coconut shells, to create environmentally conscious charcoal alternatives. Charcoal's significance extends beyond residential barbecues. Historically, it served as essential fuel for blacksmiths, powering forges to craft tools and weaponry. In numerous global regions, it remains a primary energy source for cooking and heating. And let's not overlook its function in contemporary industries, from silicon production to water purification. This modest material, born from fire and patience, continues serving as a vital component of human existence. Its production may have progressed throughout centuries, but the fundamental principles remain unchanged, a magnificent fusion of nature, science, and ingenuity. The next time you ignite a charcoal grill or admire a fire's radiance, take a moment to appreciate that charcoal's journey. From meticulous timber selection to the elaborate interplay of fire and air, it's a procedure connecting us to ancient traditions and modern innovations. Who could have imagined that something as elementary as burning wood could contain such a rich narrative? Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you proper recognition for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this exploration through stories behind everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories discovered through the smallest details.